Let's take you to Limpopo now, where search and rescue operations continue for 4 people who were swept away after heavy rains caused flash floods in that province. The body of a woman was recovered yesterday after she drowned while trying to cross a flooded, low-lying bridge. The car she was driving was found together with a minibus taxi on the banks of the river. The Provincial Cooperative Governance, Female Settlements and Traditional Affairs have warned motorists against trying to cross flooded bridges. The warning comes as the SA Weather Service issued another warning over disruptive weather in southeastern Limpopo. COGHSTA MEC Rodgers Basikopo Makamu joins me now to unpack the disaster management and relief plans. A very good morning to you, MEC. Thank you so much for your time. What's the latest when it comes to the 4 missing people who were swept away?
Thanks very much and greetings to all the viewers. It is a very sad story in the province about this disaster. But I can say that yesterday our rescue team operators or operations could not necessarily recover the remaining or missing 4 bodies. Because of the darkness, they had to stop the search. They will be resuming this morning to make sure that they can recover the bodies. But it's an issue that we are following, and our team are doing all with the teams that have been put together by our disaster management unit. But I must indicate that it's a sad story because we continue to issue warnings to people that for as long as the rain comes, we should be able to avoid crossing, whether through as cars or motorists or people walking or using bicycles, that they should not necessarily try to cross low-lying bridges because they do have a dangerous thing. We experienced the very same thing during January, during the cyclone Elesi. So we are calling our people in the province to realize that these tropical rains are showering our areas now and then, and they should not necessarily cross rivers.
In your urge for people to avoid low-lying areas, what are some of the hotspots that you've identified and perhaps really gone out of your way to ensure that you do put warnings against people who may want to attempt to cross?
We have been properly advised by the South African Border Services that the southern part and the western part of our province, Limpopo, that will call areas from Palavura, Giani, the area of Mulemule in the Capricorn district. Maybe I should say Capricorn, Mopani district municipality and part of Skukunu district are said to be in the level 4, which has got a potential to have a very disruptive rains that would be able to come for yesterday, today. So we are calling all our people to be vigilant as when they are traveling on the roads, wherever they see a flowing rivers, they should be able to avoid and use the alternative roads, or else wait until the water or the overflowing bridges subside so that they can be able to see exactly where they are going to use utilize to pass. Because that has been there with us, and we should continue. We have issued warning. We are working with our Department for Road and Transport to issue such alerts, and our traffic also to be on the alert on the roads so that they can be able to stop cars wherever there's such eventuality in our roads.
In your efforts to try and monitor motorists on the road, what measures are in place to assist communities who may have been affected by these heavy rains?
You know that this is not the first thing or first time that we have. We communicate this message to our councillors, to our traditional leaders, because we are a province that we utilize these 2 important institutions to communicate our message to our people. As I say to you, we have issued to all our executive mayors through their disaster management centers to ensure that they should be at alert and make sure that all the teams that are said to be working, our prof joints, our local joints, where you will have got the people from disaster, traffic, police, everybody else, and including now, as you see, we should be able to call upon the South African National Defence Force to come and join us so that we can be able to be ready for any eventuality everywhere it happens. But prevention is better than cure. We should be calling all our people to be alert and be sure that wherever rain starts, everybody keep his or her own child, his or her own family members within safe areas in the houses, because the danger does not necessarily inform us in time that it's going to happen in a particular area.
It's not the first time the rains have been this heavy and the impact has been this severe. What are some of your still pressing challenges when it comes to informing communities and keeping those lines of communication open for the exchange of information and, of course, ensuring that communities and motorists are indeed safe?
Let me indicate that the one most challenging area is that our people always do these things of staying in flood areas, and they refuse even if they get advice. That's why we're working very closely with our traditional leaders to say, as and when we demarcate site, let us utilize municipalities so that they be able to look at the areas where we are locating our people, because in the majority of the cases that we have seen in the province, it's when sites have been demarcated in the flooding area. But the second thing is that people tend, because the province is a drought-stricken province, that rain does not necessarily come always. It only comes at a particular time, and when it comes, people always want to be playing within the water that is there. And these are the message that we are utilizing through our social media, through our councillors, through our traditional leaders, but also even the main media. And we will appreciate the fact that you are also doing that to us by getting interviews with us, communicate with people, and we should always have these sessions that will be able to make our people alert so that they can be able to avoid it. Because you remember during January, February, March, we lost not less than 20 people out of this disaster. And I think we should be wary, all of us, to lose such high numbers in terms of something that can be prevented, where each and every one of us can play a particular role in avoiding such a disaster.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. We're going to have to leave it there for now. Limpopo COGHSTA, MEC Rodgers, Basikopo, Makamu, giving us an update on the impact of flooding in the Limpopo region.